Dear students, myself Dr. Mallikarjun S. Biradar, Assistant Professor in Mathematics, Government First Grade College, Basavakallam. In the previous session, we have discussed one characterization of an Eulerian graph. What was that? If you could recall that one. A connected graph G is Eulerian if and only if degree of every vertex is even. That was the characterization of a Eulerian graph. Today, we are going to discuss another characterization of an Eulerian graph. As a theorem too, if I write the characterization as a theorem, a connected graph G is Eulerian. A connected graph G is Eulerian if and only if the set of edges of G, the set of edges of G can be partitioned into cycles. Can be partitioned into cycles. Into cycles. Or you can say decomposed. You can say partitioned or you can say decomposed into cycles. This is another characterization. A connected graph G is Eulerian if and only if the set of edges of G can be partitioned into cycles. For example, if I take one example, this is one simple example in which it is an Eulerian graph. It is an Eulerian graph because it contains an Eulerian cycle. Okay, so I have considered an Eulerian graph. Then, is it possible to partition the edges of G into cycles? Yes, there is one cycle C. We can partition the edges into cycles. So it is E1, E2, E3, E4. E1, E2, E3, E4. So this is how we have partitioned the edges of G into cycles. We have partitioned the edges of G into cycles. Suppose if I consider another example, say this is another example. Okay, say this is our example G1 and this is G2. And is it an Eulerian graph? Yes, it is an Eulerian graph because there is an Eulerian cycle. Okay, so if I label the edges as E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6. Okay, so this graph is an Eulerian graph. Let us think whether it is possible to partition the edges into cycles. So this is the cycle C1. This is the cycle C1, which contains the edges E1, E2, E3. Okay, this is another cycle C2, having the edges E4, E5, E6. So the cycle C1 is E1, E2, E3, and the cycle C2 is E4, E5, E6. So here we have decomposed or we have partitioned the edges of G into cycles. So any graph, if it is Eulerian, then it is possible to partition the edges into cycles. I'm sorry. Even it is a general result as that of the previous result, that was also a general result. Here it is also a general result because if you consider any graph in which the edges are partitioned into cycles, then definitely that graph would be an Eulerian graph. So that we are going to prove in this class. Okay, let us consider the proof of this theorem. Suppose a connected graph G is Eulerian. Suppose a connected graph G is Eulerian. Then as per the definition, then definitely G contains an Eulerian cycle. Definitely G contains an Eulerian cycle. Okay. If this is the only one if this cycle contains all the edges of the graph, if this cycle contains all the edges of the graph, then this is the only one cycle. This is the only one cycle. It implies we have partitioned the edges of G into cycles. So therefore we have proved one part. If not, suppose this is an Eulerian graph, okay, in which this is the cycle C1, right? Suppose if I delete all the edges, what happens? Still we will get a spanning subgraph G1. It contains some edges, you can see, in which degree of every vertex again even there is another cycle. Okay, so it implies we have deleted some edges which forms one cycle, right? Then after that we have deleted the other edges, again they have formed another cycle. Okay, so if we continue in this way, we can partition the edges into cycles. So this is the one way proving the result. If you consider an Eulerian graph, then we can partition the edges into cycles. Now we consider the converse part. Suppose the set of edges of G can be partitioned into cycles. There is one graph in which the edges are partitioned into cycles. Then what happens? Definitely you will get at least one cycle, because you are saying the edges are partitioned into cycles. So therefore you will get at least one cycle. If this would be the cycle, then that would be the Eulerian cycle, because only one cycle is there. Any graph which contains an Eulerian cycle is definitely an Eulerian graph. So one way it is possible to prove very easily. Okay. If not, what happens? Let Z1 be one of the cycles. If this is the cycle, then it would be an Eulerian cycle, and definitely any graph which contains an Eulerian graph, Eulerian cycle is called an Eulerian graph. If not, there is another cycle, say Z2. Okay, so therefore what we have to do, deleting all the edges of this cycle, what we will get? We will get a spanning subgraph. Okay, still every vertex has degree 2. See, this was the graph we have considered. I am taking one example because you can very easily understand. Okay, after deleting these edges, still the edges vertices are having even degree. It implies if every vertex is of even degree, again there is another cycle. So that is the cycle C2. So therefore what I am going to say, the removal of edges of Z from G results in a spanning subgraph G1 in which every vertex still has even degree. If G1 has no edges, what you can say? If G1 has no edges, you can say these edges form one cycle, and hence that cycle would be the Eulerian cycle, and you can say that graph is an Eulerian graph. Otherwise, G1 has a cycle, another cycle, say Z2, in which again if you delete all the edges, what happens? Again you will get degree of every vertex even, you may get another cycle. So therefore you will get plenty of cycles, say n cycles. Continuing the above process, totally when you will get a totally disconnected graph, if you continue this process, totally you will get a disconnected graph, because you are deleting the edges in terms of cycles like this. Okay, when totally disconnected graph, if you get, what it implies? It implies you are partitioning the edges into cycles, isn't it? So therefore what you can say, the set of edges of G have been partitioned into n cycles. So therefore you can say that is the Eulerian graph. So we have got an Eulerian cycle containing those edges of the cycles. Then those edges along with the common vertices form an Eulerian cycle. So therefore that could be an Eulerian graph. So this is how we can prove the converse part also very easily. So therefore this is another characterization of an Eulerian graph, which is very interesting result. So we have got two characterizations of an Eulerian graph. I think you have followed this result very easily. Proof is also very simple. So in the next class, we are going to discuss what would be the characterization of an Eulerian trail. Okay, you know already what is Eulerian trail. Once again, you just revise what is an Eulerian trail. So you know already Eulerian trail. So starting point and ending points are different. Okay, so there is an open trail containing all vertices. Okay, all edges. So therefore, if you know the concept of an Eulerian trail, very easily you come to know the characterization of Eulerian trail. That is, if I draw any graph, you must be able to identify whether that graph is an Eulerian trail or not. So that is the characterization of Eulerian trail that we are going to discuss in the next class. With this, we conclude today's lecture. Thank you.